Hello friends, today we're talking about how to improve sales skills. Sales and sales training is a massive industry. Improving sales skills is absolutely crucial for an organization that does sales. And by the end of this video, I will dive into how to improve sales skills with real-world solutions and examples that you can actually implement today to see massive improvement in your sales skills. What is the ROI for improving sales skills? It's really hard to put a number on it, but if you can improve sales even 5, 10, 15%, it can be a massive boost for your sales organization. And understanding how to improve sales skills can really take your business to that next level. So let's dive into this by first talking about why sales skills are so important. Second, let's talk about how to get your reps excited and energized about improving their sales skills. And finally, I want to go through some real world examples and things you can do to improve your reps' sales skills to help your business flourish right now. If you're ready, let's go. So why are sales skills important? I think that's probably a pretty easy question to answer, but sales is the lifeblood of any organization out there. Nothing happens until sales happen. When I first got started in sales and specifically phone sales with some really good friends of mine, we built an organization that was all around sales representatives. We weren't marketers, even though we had some of those skills we found on later on, but what we were really good at is sales and improving sales and training sales and bringing like-minded sales individuals into our organization. And we built that organization strictly off of that skill set to be almost a $50 million a year organization. And it was a lot of fun because it was a like-minded group of individuals that had to eventually grow up to be a bigger company and a company that had some direction and some organization to it. But developing sales skills can be something that can be tremendously fun and that people can actually engage in. And as reps develop sales skills, it actually creates a little bit of excitement because they see improvements in what they're doing, and that improvement levels them up, gets them more excited, because usually there's a financial gain when you start improving your sales skills and start improving your sales overall. And eventually by doing so, it ties them to the business because this is their golden goose. I remember my very first sales job. It was door-to-door sales selling pest control. And I remember the first 2 weeks, I think I got one sale, which is not good. But I remember that the organization was passionate about training and improving those sales skills. Matter of fact, every morning we would do sales skills training. And I remember having guys go out on the door with me, training me. I remember kind of doing role play within the office, and eventually those skills caught up to me with all the training that we were doing, and I ended up being one of the top first-year sales representatives in that entire organization. But it was all because we had worked on sales skills and something that I bought into and got really excited about. So what is the secret to getting reps excited about working on sales skills? A lot of times they'll say, man, this is my craft, I've got it down, I know what I'm doing, I don't need any of that, just let me work my magic. But if they could realize that by improving their skills or continually trying to elevate their game up, and even improving by 5 or 10% could make all the difference in the world. Because think about it, if you have a high performing sales rep and he's able to increase by 10% over the course of a year, if they're doing $1 million just for a nice round number annually, they could do 1.1. Or if they're doing $2 million a year, that's $2.2 million. So having that type of energy around that, and if they could understand that little bit, and that's all they understood, that should be enough to help them elevate their game or want to elevate their game by improving their sales skills. I remember early on in our organization, regarding the sales organization that we started with, there's an individual who started who was no good at sales. He never had any experience in sales, but this individual ate, drank, and slept sales improvement, sales skills. He read every book out there. He was constantly improving. Eventually became one of the best sales representatives we've ever had in our organization, even though he started out as not even being close to being the type of person you'd look at and say, this is a sales rep. But through that type of study and diligence, became the top one in our entire organization of over 500 sales reps. And I believe another way to help get them excited about improving their sales skills is a little bit of pressure done the right way by helping them feel that they could always do better, right? But in a positive way. My goodness, that was awesome. Imagine if you hit this much, or imagine if it would have been elevated just this much. Man, you're so close to hitting these numbers. I'm so excited for you, but also mixing that with gratitude. And I'm so grateful that you're part of our organization because you're leading the way, and you're going to continue to lead the way by continually elevating your game. If you can instill that into a rep, that they can always level up and how grateful you are for them, it's going to have them striving for better numbers and elevate them in every possible way. And one final thing regarding how do you get sales reps excited about improving their sales skills, I've seen this almost every time, almost 100% of the time, when a sales rep engages in personal development, becoming the best version of themselves, almost always does this elevate their sales skills, their sales performance. I know that sounds strange, but I've seen it time and time again. And a lot of times sales reps aren't really big on saying, hey, I shouldn't say all sales reps, but quite a few sales reps might not be excited about personal development, but the ones who engage in it are able to elevate their game. I remember one of the best weeks on the phone that a sales rep had ever had within our organization was around 70,000 in their personal volume. And I remember it hadn't been beaten for years. And this gentleman started engaging in personal development, started getting excited about improving himself in all different ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, socially. And within a few months, this individual had broken the record, not just by a little bit, by almost $30,000. The new record on our organization at the time, and this is about 15 years ago, was $101,000 in 1 week in sales. So what are some real world things we can do right now to improve sales skills? Obviously, the number one thing to do is training and consistent training. But understanding what type of training to do for each group is really important. Because if you put everybody in the same room, all the sales reps, and they have skill sets from here to here, the training is going to go over some of their heads and the training is going to be under some of them. So you need to mix the training in such a way that it captures each group in a way to elevate that group to do higher levels of sales and to improve their sales skills. I remember in our organization, one thing that we did is anybody who maybe did not get a sale in the week would have a different training that they were all required to go to that following week, twice a week, on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Those that did a certain volume did another training. And those that were maybe the consultants or the setters would attend a training every single week just specific for them. And those that were the closers would attend a training specific for them. And we always had a team leader training, a management training. So you started dividing these different reps into different groups to have different trainings. And I know that's a lot of trainings throughout the week, but honestly, if we're looking to improve sales skills, wouldn't you want the training to be targeted to the actual people that are sitting in the room, not some generalized training that maybe missed half the group? So dividing these reps up into training specific for them is going to elevate everyone's sales skills at the same time, and as a whole, overall lift the group to have a better sales performance than they would have otherwise. Now, just finishing on a couple of things that I've seen work really well when it comes to sales training. Number one, anytime you can get reps to engage in a role play scenario where somebody acts as the customer, somebody's a sales rep, and they can throw out questions or objections that a real customer would have, and they have to get them on the spot there, or they could even stop and analyze it, talk together about the best way, best practices to overcome that objection, you're going to see a better ROI on that type of training than anything else. The last type of training that I really love to engage in with our sales reps is called a hot seat training, meaning that in that sales training that you do, whether for probers or for closers, you're going to select one individual to be on the spot to go through a role play so everybody can see, everybody can take notes. Now, the great thing behind that is that you are going to make this a little bit difficult, a difficult, challenging customer with lots of objections, but you can break it down for the whole group. And I think they learn a lot better that way when they're watching somebody engage in being the sales representative and the customer on what we call hot seat training. So these are things that we've done in our organization that have worked really well to improve sales skills, but I'd love to hear your feedback. What have you done? How have you improved sales skills? Please comment below. Let's engage in a dialogue. And as always, just for stopping by and watching the video, I've got a free sales training for you. It's our 10 model sales and persuasion course. This is what we use to train all of our sales reps, and it's absolutely free. Just click on the link below, aaronsSalesTraining.com. Once again, thanks for stopping by. Have an amazing day.